How's it going, everyone? Larry here at the Farmstead Way, and obviously I'm on the mower trying to get some mowing done. We did a bunch of running around with the family this morning, and my wife and I went on a little date to the lake by the house, and brings me to the topic of my video, which is Mother's Day. When you're a little kid, Mother's Day is a little different because you really don't appreciate everything that your mom does for you. And then when you get older, you're a teenager, and you know, you might not be as home as much, and it doesn't mean, it means something to you, but I feel like Mother's Day really makes an impact when you become a father. Because to be a father, you had to make a woman a mother. And seeing that process and that transition is one of the craziest things that a man can do. The responsibility of being a father and the responsibility of being a mother is immense. It is one of self-sacrifice, exhaustion, frustration, of learning how to navigate new ground. But in a world where everyone thinks that being childless is the way to be, I just want you to think about this. You really truly don't live until you start living for someone else, until your life becomes more than just you. When you invite a special woman into your life and you have children with her, and you see this creation of your hands, you see these little babies that look like you, and you watch your wife rise to the challenge of going through labor and staying at home, if you're more traditional like we are, and raising those kids to be responsible, faithful, God-fearing adults. That is not easy. And behind every good woman, there needs to be a good man. You need to be there for your wife. You need to honor and cherish her. We had both of our kids at home. My wife gave birth naturally to 2 kids. No epidurals, no Pitocin, no painkillers. She grit her teeth and rode through the waves of labor and gave me 2 beautiful children that call me daddy. That is the single most powerful act that I have witnessed in my life. And the amount of love that washes over you in raising kids is immense. And especially getting to watch that wave of love wash over your wife, because she's got that neurological, biological connection to this human being that she's been growing inside of her since conception. And I just want you to think about this. If you're ever on the fence about kids, this is for you. What is your plan when you get past 50, 60, 70, and all the things that made your life happy, your career, your friends, they start falling away? You get close to retirement age, or you're not able to do the work that you used to be able to do. Going to the club whenever you wanted to is not nearly as fun as it was. And realizing that a future is slipping away from you because you wanted freedom in the now. And yes, kids are a burden. Okay, I'm going to take that away. Kids are not a burden. They're a responsibility. And with that responsibility comes challenges. Yes, we hardly ever get to go to the movie theater anymore. And yes, the only time my wife and I get to hang out with each other is at like 9:30, 10 o'clock at night when the kids go to bed. But it is so, so worth it. And there's something that comes from seeing your wife become a mother. And I don't want to make this message sound super selfish or make it sound like that, Mother's Day is less than what it is. But it takes a good man to make a mother. Any man can make a mother. but it takes a special kind of man to stand by that mother. And today is the day that we need to do our best to honor and cherish those women that are willing to sacrifice their bodies, their mentality, and just their overall well-being to love someone else. I mean, it's a great representation of what Jesus did on the cross for us, because Jesus didn't have to do what he did. Jesus could have taken the easy way. He could have just snapped his fingers and been king and didn't have to go through any of the sacrifice, any of the pain, any of the horrors of the cross. And that's just like what a woman does. She doesn't have to go through the pains of labor. She doesn't have to go through the sacrifices of selflessness for this little infant that knows nothing other than a mother's touch and smell. But it forces you to rise to your potential. It forces her to become a woman and not just a little girl. And my wife has said that, and this is gonna fire some people up, but my wife thinks that you really can't call yourself a woman. You can be female, but a woman, until you've done the one thing that a woman can do that a man can't, and that is rear children. I know there's a bunch of different circumstances, and there's some people that can't have kids, and there's some people that go through infertility issues. We went through infertility issues. We tried for 2 years and nothing happened. But through fervent prayer and using some godly wisdom in diet and nutrition, we finally were able to have our first child. So today is for the moms out there. Today is for the women that get up at 2 o'clock in the morning to nurse a child to sleep. For the woman who is willing to clean up the food poisoning puke that's all over the bathroom while you're at work. For the woman that is able to continue to serve you as a wife while serving her children and neglecting herself. Being a mother is a powerful thing. Being a mother is a huge responsibility, but if you are lacking purpose in your life, have a family. You won't regret it. It's one of the greatest things that I've ever done other than giving my life to Christ. And when you're riding around on the push mower, it gives you a lot of time to think about things like these. And you sit and smoke a pipe and you just ride and you think. And when you have a good wife and a good mother in the house, it forces you to be a good father, a good husband, to meet that intensity, to match her passion, to match her love. And by doing so, you create a stable family unit that can survive a lot of storms. So if you're a husband, if you're a man, and you've created a mother, tell her thank you. Because she's done more than you'll ever realize. She's gone through more pain than you'll ever know. Honor her, love her, cherish her, and praise God that she is in your life. So, this is Larry with the Farmstead Way. Like I said, I'm gonna get back to mowing, gonna do some stuff down in the garden. Been trying to keep up on videos. The lack of views is really discouraging, but I just keep in mind that it's not about tens of thousands of views on a video. It's about being able to help one person that watches it and encourage them. So this is Larry Bevan with the Farmstead Way, and you all take it easy. Have a good day.